Well, what's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by SportsLine. We're in your feed every single day before 11 a.m., and we love all of you who follow us live, but also throughout the day. Full transparency. The reason we're a little bit late starting live to our live viewers today, we were discussing a couple of plays we were giving out on the show because we take it very, very, very seriously, and there's been a little bit of line movement, but we have settled on the plays for today. Busy next 3 days in the world of golf, MMA, and our regular bread and butter sports, which are baseball and the NBA right now. Last night, another winning day on the show, mainly thanks to Tom Fornelli and the Zach Attack. Zach was perfect on the show. That means today I'm giving out a winner. Year-long subscription to SportsLine, and the winner today at Page 833, at PAG 833. Your best bet was the Padres minus a run and a half. They won by 2. You won there. Zach was perfect. You're eligible. That's how it works. Also, when you leave your best bet on our YouTube page in the comment section, leave your Twitter handle. It's the only way that we can get a hold of you. All right? So leave your Twitter handle and be eligible. Don't forget, follow us at YouTube, follow us at Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and turn on those notifications, especially for a day like today. We're going to have a special MMA-only episode later today with Ian Parker, as Bellator's tomorrow, UFC's Saturday, and PFL is tonight. So let's bring in the stars of the show now, after all that housekeeping is done. M Squared, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. It's going to be a fun day. We got a lot of afternoon baseball today. Going to be really fun hanging out. I bet we'll see something pop up on Twitter this afternoon, too, so pay attention there.
Make sure you follow my man and the maestro. What's up, sir?
Good morning, Coach. You talk about little line movement. I had a prop I was thrilled to give out. It moved more than 50 cents in like the half an hour that we were getting ready for the show. So not going to give that out at the price is too expensive, but I got a lot of other props I'm looking at today.
We always try to educate and entertain. You can't just throw any number out there. My guys take it as seriously as anybody in the country. I can guarantee you that. Okay, here we go. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. As always, M Squared, the floor is yours.
All right, before we get into the NBA news, I want to hit on the MLB Baseball Bets that I've had the last 2 days that have been voided. So every time I'm betting baseball, I recommend listing pitchers. Certain sportsbooks like William Hill, they will default to listed pitchers. Others will default to action, meaning the game is going to, your bet is in play regardless of who actually pitches in the game. I recommend listing pitchers on every game you play. The only scenario where I would not list the pitcher is if, say, an ace like Jacob deGrom, Garrett Cole on the mound, and you think you have an edge on the over. That is a scenario where I would not list the pitcher, because for some reason they were scratched. The total is most definitely going up. You'll be locked into that lower total. But outside of that, I'm going to be continuing recommend listing pitchers on all of your MLB plays, because pitching and the weather are the two most important things in baseball. Now, let's look at the NBA news for tonight. Nikola Vucevic, Levine, both probable for the Bulls. They're taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Gordon Hayward remains out. Miles Bridges out. Devontae Graham doubtful. PJ Washington missed a game for a personal reason, but he is listed as in as of now for this one. For the Toronto Raptors, Kyle Lowry listed as in. Always someone to monitor. They've been resting him a lot this season. They're taking on Washington, who's on the second night of a back-to-back. OG Anunoby is doubtful. Hachimura is still out for Washington. For the Indiana Pacers, they're taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Malcolm Brogdon, doubtful. Jeremy Lamb, questionable. Edmund Sumner, who'd been playing some minutes, questionable. Jakar Sampson, questionable for the Pacers. For the Detroit Pistons, once again, everyone's resting. Magruder, Diallo, Grant, Joseph, Jackson, Dennis Smith Jr., Mason Plumlee, all already ruled out. Wayne Ellington, questionable in that one. For the Golden State Warriors, Kelly Oubre is still out in that one. Damian Lee out. On the other side, Lou Dort, questionable. And then finally, the Battle of LA, the Lakers, LeBron is out. Anthony Davis is in. Talon Horton-Tucker is questionable. Dennis Schroeder remains out. On the Clippers side, Serge Ibaka out.
I wonder if some of these players feel guilty that they are collecting some of these paychecks at this point of the season, because this is just brutal. This is absolutely brutal. Maestro, you've got some more news from the NBA, sir.
Yeah, well, I don't think they have to feel guilty in Atlanta with what's going on. I mean, total turnaround there. And my buddy David Purdom over at ESPN reporting that there's a bettor that really thinks highly of the Hawks. 20,000 on the Hawks to win the title at 100 to 1, 20,000 on them to win the Eastern Conference at 40 to 1. That'll bring back 2.8 million if it hits. They're down to 50-1 at the Westgate. I looked at William Hill, New Jersey, still up at 100-1, but there's a growing sense of how talented this Hawks team really is.
I wonder what the odds are on them actually playing defense in the playoffs. That would be pretty high odds too. All right, here we go. It's time to look at our boards, and I'm going to start with plays from SportsLine, which have been killing it. By the way, use the promo code EDGE. All of you ask me, say, how good is SportsLine? Is it really that good? It is really that good. You have access to all of our cappers, all the simulations, everything. Ian Parker, one of our best. He is our MMA guy. Tonight, PFL. Thursday night, MMA action. Last week, he was perfect. He did not miss one play. In addition to that, he also predicted how each fight would finish and was perfect. That's how good this cat is. All right, tonight, it's the heavyweights and the lightweights for the women. This is a regular season. They have a playoffs. They have a championship, $1 million first prize to 6 different individuals. All right, here's our plays. Caitlin Young, -160 tonight. Gina Fabian, -170. And then a parlay, 3 ways. Fabricio Verdum, he's in the main event as a heavyweight. Usman, who is the younger brother of UFC welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru Usman, who will be in his corner this evening. And also Pacheco. That 3-way parlay comes back at +116. And just for those of you who are new to MMA betting, -200 is our benchmark for what we consider a good price and below. Way different than football, basketball, or baseball. On one play from Justin Perry, who's been terrific for us since he joined us a few weeks ago, Yankees on the run line, -1.5. They have really started to come alive, had a good game yesterday. Justin believes that will continue today. 1:05 Eastern time is the first pitch. As Mikey said, a lot of afternoon baseball today. All right, let's get to my guys. Mikey, M squared, you know the drill, son. Give it to me.
All right, let's start with the Mets and the Cardinals here. I like the Cardinals here, +110. This line is on the move. Definitely the sharp side in the market as well. It's going to be around +102, +103 now in the last 10 minutes. I expect this one to close with the Cardinals as a favorite. I have them winning 52.5% of simulations. That gives an implied line of -111. So look for it to really approach and settle in around that number before first pitch here. Both of these teams are below average against right-handed pitching. For Taijuan Walker, if you look at his actual numbers, he looks pretty good, right? Weighted on base average 268. He has one of the largest deltas between what's happened and what we expect to happen based on the balls allowed in play. His expected weighted on base average balloons all the way to 360, making it one of the largest in Major League Baseball in terms of the gap. He is due for some negative regression in this spot. The Cardinals, they still hit for power despite struggling in terms of weighted on base average against right-handed pitching so far. They are the right play in this game. Take them at +110 or anything you can get plus money. Second play, Atlanta Braves taking them -105 against John Lester. Drew Smyly has not been good so far this season. However, the Braves are the best offense in Major League Baseball in terms of expected weighted on base average, in terms of expected slugging percentage. John Lester, in my opinion, lacks the strikeout upside at this point in his career, especially in this little matchup. The Braves have struggled on paper so far against left-handed pitching. However, when you look at their lineup individually, they're running 8 left-handed bats out there tonight or this afternoon. They all hit left-handed pitching in their careers at an above average clip. So I like them here at -105. This line should be -118 according to my simulations. Take the Braves here.
The Cardinals game's 1:15 Eastern first pitch. The Braves 4:05 Eastern first pitch. So make sure you don't get shut out. All right, Maestro, what are you feeling today, sir?
All right, well, it's been a while, but let's go back to the NBA and those Atlanta Hawks. I mean, playing the Pacers, you saw the turmoil last night, the fighting between a player and an assistant coach. The Hawks, 74 points from the bench last night. They blew out Phoenix. No starter played more than 26 minutes. I believe they're now 23-10 since Nate McMillan took over. And, you know, last year they were 30th in three-point shooting. This year they're 12th. I mean, that's what happens when you bring in Gallinari and Bogdanovic. Those guys are lighting it up. This team is just very deep. I think they're going to kill the Pacers on the inside. I think 5 is a very cheap price. They're only a half game back of the Knicks. They want that 4 seed. They want home court advantage. I'm going to lay the points with the Hawks. And then, like I said, more props today on Twitter.
This man is always propping it like it's hot throughout the day. Follow him on Twitter. Don't be shut out there. The Pacers recently gave up over 150 points to the Wizards. Come on now. Let's go. Okay, we are up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Thank you very much, sir. Here is the recap. M squared, he's on the Cardinals today. He would say play it all the way up to anything in plus money, plus 101 all the way up, because it is moving. So get it in as we speak. Then the Braves, minus 105 over the Nats. The Maestro, currently just the one play, Hawks minus 5. But as he just said, follow him on Twitter. And normally he'll give out one or even a couple of props later in the day when they start to come out. And then from SportsLine, from our guy Ian Parker, who has been lights out. Caitlin Young, minus 160. Gina Fabian, minus 170. A three-way parlay for Fabricio Verdum, Usman, and Pacheco. That'll return at plus 116. And then the Yankees on the run line, minus 1.5. And today, our Jewelers Gym parlay of the day. And for all of you listening on Apple and Spotify, I'm going to say the whole thing today so you don't complain. Coach, you didn't say it. It's always on the screen at YouTube. Come watch us on YouTube. Gina Fabian, Devils plus 1.5, Yankees minus 1.5. Where else can you have a PFL, an NHL, and a MLB parlay together? Right here on the early edge is the only place. That's going to give you a return of plus 509, courtesy of the jeweler. All right. It's my favorite part of the show. You've got your marching orders. It's a big 3 days for us. And we're fired up. We're focused. We're ready to take all the tickets straight to the pay window. For the Maestro, for M squared, for Greg, do not call me Gary, our producer. I am the coach. Remember, this is the only place for your daily and your MMA early edge. Let's go. Good luck.